I have been really naughty, guys, for the past 2 weeks, but I did record a week 12 pregnancy vlog, and it's really annoying because in that video I spoke about like the scan and more in depth and, you know, all of those things and blah-de-da-de-da. And then basically what happened was I accidentally deleted the file when I was editing another video, and I never meant to, but I was in a rush to make space on my computer for this other video, and I ended up deleting the video and then emptying my trash and then realising, oh shit, and then going into my trash and being like, no! If you can hear coughing, that is my granddad's brother. I'm also wearing my pyjamas. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be talking about week 12 to 13 in this video, and I'm so sorry. So sorry that there's 2 pregnancy vlogs in one pregnancy vlog, but you know how it goes. You know how it goes. I'm just coming to the very end of week 13 now. If anything, I'm at the very beginning of week 14, and instead of doing a baby bump, I'm going to insert the picture I took like at the very beginning of last week. I actually posted it. It was like the first, you know, picture I took of like my bump and stuff and uploaded to the internet. So I will just insert that picture here instead of actually getting up and doing a bump shot. But yeah, I feel like I'm repeating myself now, which really sucks, and I really wish I didn't lose that footage, but what can I do? What can I do? My hair has also faded really quickly, and it seems that it's picking up on a different colour on photo booth and than it is in the light now, which is strange, very strange. I'm also not wearing very much makeup because I'm just really tired and bleh. So I'm gonna sum up week 12 and 13 and what I've been up to and da-de-da-da-da. So as a lot of you already know, I had my scan at let's check. I've got my baby book in front of me. I write everything in my baby book, so it's quite easy to go back on myself, even though I really don't like going back on myself. But I had my scan at 11 weeks, 3 days. I also have 2 forms here. Not just one, but 2. 2 of these green pregnancy note forms, because I decided to be really fussy and I want to give birth at the hospital that saved me with my appendicitis, as opposed to the hospital that misdiagnosed me for like a year and a half. I feel like I'd be really anxious if I gave birth at that hospital that's closer to me. And I know a lot of people would argue, but that's the closest hospital to you, but literally it's a 15-minute difference, you know, in distance. So for me to, you know, be put at ease, anxiety free and less panicky, because I'm already going to be really anxious when it comes to giving birth, so the last thing I need is extra stress on top of that. And I have faith that the other hospital is a good hospital, and a lot of my friends have actually had babies at the other hospital, and you know, they've seen a lot of horror stories, and some of them have actually experienced horror stories at this other hospital which misdiagnosed me, which I will not name for legal reasons. But yeah, basically I've got a form because my GP is in my area, like in my midwife and things, and then the other form, well, the other booklet is for the hospital that I'm giving birth at. So much paper. So much paper. Oh my god. I really do have a lot of paper. So I've actually stuck the scan pictures in my baby book, so I will insert them again here. But I already, like, you know, when I made my video and blah blah, you know, that was my announcement video, and I already touched on a lot of, you know, of the things that I would have wanted to speak about around 12 weeks. So it's like, I don't know, I'm kind of more touching upon like mid 12 weeks, 13 weeks in this video, because I feel like I touched upon a lot of the things that I wanted to speak about, you know, in my Jingleheartart pregnancy, morality, individuality and circumstance video, as well as, you know, the pregnancy vlogs thingy and blah. So, sorry, my mind is all over the place. But I'm going to talk about some of the symptoms and things of blah. Has my morning sickness subsided? Kind of. I found that eating regularly throughout the day definitely helps, but I'm still getting on and off nausea. The nausea is more on and off throughout the day now, as opposed to like full bam in the morning lying in bed with the popsicle like, I'm dying. So that's good. feelings, I'm feeling like, you know, I was feeling quite content and quite happy, like around the 12-week mark. Despite a lot of things going on in my personal life, I was feeling alright, you know. Cravings, Yorkshire puddings, massive obsession with Yorkshire puddings. Can't get enough of Yorkshire puddings. I just want to eat them with everything and gravy. And I was put off meat massively, but now I'm actually kind of going more towards eating meat again, because at one point meat was making me throw up, as opposed to now I'm managing to actually eat meat and not gross me out, which is really, really nice. And I feel as though I'm not getting that horrible sickness feeling when I drink water, so I'm drinking a lot more water now, which is really good. I've noticed that I tend to get these horrible headaches and I start to feel really weak and dizzy if I don't stay on top of my eating and my drinking, which is a really weird thing to get used to, but again, it's like they kind of warn you about that when you're around this stage of your pregnancy. I've also been getting like indigestion at night time, which really sucks, so before I go to bed I've been drinking a glass of milk. That tends to kind of keep my stomach under control, because I take an omeprazole before I go to sleep. They say that you should take it first thing in the morning, but I find that it works better for me when I take it, you know, at night time before I go to bed, because that's when most of my indigestion used to happen anyway. I used to have heartburn when I lied down and stuff like that after I had my surgery and the gastritis that was caused by my surgery and all of the misdiagnosis with the antibiotics and things like that. So it's like a 20 mg omeprazole that I take before I go to bed, and I take a glass of milk. Take a glass of milk. Take it, don't drink it. I have a glass of milk and it's kind of nice. I got weighed when I went to the doctors. I went to the GP place. I got measured and they basically turned around and were all like, yo Jess, you've actually lost weight, not put weight on. And I was kind of like, how has that happened? Because I expected to put weight on, but instead I've not. Even though I have a bit of a bump, so surely I should have put some weight on. I have no idea what is going on. I feel as though like I've gone up 2 cup sizes, but I probably haven't. I'll check back with you guys like a week or two. I think it's about a week's time or 2 weeks time. I should be going to Marks and Spencer's and getting measured up for like maternity bras and things like that, because I've been squeezing into my Victoria's Secrets bra, which for all of you lovely ladies out there is a 34B. So it's kind of in the sense of like, I'm normally a 32B or a 34B, and I'm spilling out of it at the moment, and I'm just, I need to stop wearing this bra. It is killing me off. But I'm just so like, oh no, but I don't feel well enough yet, or I'll go next week, or I'll go in a few days, and this cannot be doing me any good. Like, any pain in the top of my back I've been feeling, I'm pretty sure is because of my bra and my boobs growing. So I really do need to get on top of that as soon as possible and get measured and things like that. And I've been getting loads of lower back pain too, which really sucks. Going into like the week 13 side of things, it was halfway through week 12, I started to feel a bit grim, like I'd picked up a virus of some sort. And then at the beginning of week 13, I was going to the toilet so much that I was worried I might have like a bladder infection of some sort. So I went to the doctors because I was getting really bad lower back pain, like it got worse, and I was getting pain in my side. I got some results back from the hospital that said that they found a tiny piece of bacteria, well, tiny bit of bacteria, like, you know, that they needed to rule out so that it didn't become a bladder infection, even though there wasn't any bacteria like floating around, like there was this tiniest amount. So they recommended 2 antibiotics for me to take. One of them has penicillin in it, so I couldn't take it. And then the other one was one that I'm hypersensitive to. So that was worrying. So I took one of the tablets, which made me feel really sick. Phoned up my GP and she was like, stop taking them, just drink lots of water, you know, flush it out naturally, blah blah blah, you should be fine. But then within a couple of days it became so painful, and I ended up having to go to the out of hours GP, who then like said my urine was clear, but because of my symptoms it sounded like I was coming down with like a kidney infection. So I was like, what? How is my urine clear if I'm developing a kidney infection? So that was pretty scary. It was not nice at all. So then they put me on that other antibiotic that made me feel really sick, and I lost my appetite all over again. Sickness came back 10 times worse, and I was just lying in bed like, meh. It was horrible, really horrible. I just felt grim for absolutely ages, and I think that's one of the reasons why I never really recorded the 13-week pregnancy vlog, and I'm kind of chiming in now because I'm at the very beginning of 14 weeks now. I am all over the place. Bleh. Blah, blah, blah. I also had a meeting, it was about 2 days ago or something like that now, and it was for my mental health side of things, because they have to keep a very close eye on people that have bipolar, cyclothymia, you know, any kind of mental illness, because it's just not good news. Not very good at all, because the hormones from pregnancy can really put a lot of pressure on people with mental illness. And as I found at the very beginning of my pregnancy, when the hormones were like vroom, I was like, didum. It's like my brain was like, whoa. The littlest things were annoying me and my mood was like, meh, 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 meh. And then recently, after being ill for a while, I'm really feeling better now, a lot better, especially after stopping all of those tablets and just there. I didn't stop them, I finished the course, bar one. I didn't take the very last pill, but I phoned my GP and they said it was okay, because I felt like I was becoming malnourished because I couldn't eat like properly. Everything I was eating I was throwing back up within 20 minutes and it wasn't good, and I felt like I was doing more harm to my body than good. So I just pushed through, took as many as possible, and then didn't take the last tablet. But I've been feeling a lot better since then. And I went to my meeting with the hospital to discuss, like, it was a one-on-one mental health assessment check, and basically they offered me support and help, and they don't have to have something in place for me, but they said that the safest thing to do would be have something in place for me, you know, just in case like anything happens like to my mental state of mind, because it can be quite unpredictable the way that, you know, pregnancy with bipolar people, the way it kind of works. Like, some women will feel more normal during their pregnancy than they've ever felt, whereas some will struggle with mood swings, and with some it will really affect them in a negative way. With me, it was just very, I don't know, it was weird. It's like, at the very beginning I was like, zoom, zoom, and then I was fine. Then I was really happy, and then I felt more normal than ever. And then, I don't know, I've been in and out of getting like anxiety again and stuff, but then it evened itself out again. And at the moment I'm feeling fine, like I'm feeling quite content. And there was quite a few toxic people in my life which I've gotten rid of, which has definitely helped too, because I don't want to put any more stress on my pregnancy than there already is. So I went for that checkup, and I went with my friend, who was really nice to come with me, and I can't thank her enough, because I wouldn't take like just anybody with me to one of those meetings, because, you know, to sit in there with someone else while someone's asking you a load of questions about your mental stability and stuff can be quite scary. But I trust her, you know, and I wouldn't really have had many other people in there with me apart from her and like my boyfriend and stuff, so I can't really thank her enough for being there for me. When Niall couldn't be there, oh, I'm getting all emotional now. But they said that they think I've got it under control, because I've not had any really scary thoughts like harming myself or anything like that, and I seem to be quite in control of myself, and I've always been quite in control of my bipolar. I really struggled in my teens the most, and then as I've grown up I've kind of used my own techniques, which again I will speak about eventually in a video, and they really have helped me. We've basically decided that we're gonna book another appointment for me to see mental health assessment team people, you know, just to kind of have something in place, you know, some kind of form of support or help if I need it. I don't think that I will, but, you know, bipolar and anxiety and all of these things, like, what bipolar disorder really is just a chemical imbalance in the brain. And the type of bipolar I have is cyclothymia, which is considered to be a mild form of bipolar. But then when I got assessed by another person, they said it was type 2. So it's kind of like I've had two different diagnoses. I've basically been diagnosed by two different doctors. One of them which said it was cyclothymia, and another one which said that it was definitely cyclothymia, but they think more towards the bipolar 2 spectrum. So whenever I say like I'm bipolar, it's like, to me in my brain, it's cyclothymia with traits of bipolar 2. That's the way that I categorise it in my brain. But basically with the chemical imbalance already and hormones, pregnancy hormones is like vroom. So a lot of stress in my life at the moment has really kind of played a bit with my brain. Like, I've not really been in the correct frame of mind, but at the same time, like, I've been very in control, I find, of myself and my moods and things like that. But like, I don't know, it's really weird. I feel like I'm a lot more calmer now I'm pregnant than I was before I was pregnant, which is weird. But at the same time, like, every now and then, like, I'll start to overthink things and get really worried and really anxious and scared. And it's at that point where I have to take a step back, take a deep breath, and just slow down with the talking, and just tell myself that I should not listen to any of the negative voices not in my head, well, apart from my own negative voice in my head, but other people's negativity, because it's other people's negativity which kind of just makes me go a little bit weird, to be honest. I can handle it a lot of the time, but when it comes from your family, for example, people that you really care about making a negative impact, or people that you trust, it can really just mess with your head. So I'm putting something in place with the mental health team, but it's more so support, just to, like, if I need it. But I'm quite confident that I won't need it because I've been fine. With cutting the toxic people out of my life, I've been feeling a lot better and more positive. So it goes to show that the main problem here isn't my bipolar, it's more other people aggravating and triggering my bipolar. So that's good, because my main, you know, priority is to be as stress-free as possible, to focus on my pregnancy and enjoy it and get everything like sorted. And even though it can be quite stressful putting everything in place so that everything's perfect for when the baby comes, at the same time it's very important to keep relaxed so that my pregnancy, because the most dangerous thing during pregnancy is actually stress, and obviously with the fact that I've had a miscarriage in the past, I need to try and be as stress-free as possible. So yeah. Also, with getting some lab tests back, I found out my blood group. I am ORH positive, way! I don't know if I should be telling YouTube all of that, but for some strange reason I kind of thought that was really cool, because it turns out that's a very common blood type to have. But yeah, I also got my levels back for my like thyroid, because my thyroid was high, like the brain side of things after my operation, which could have been contributing a lot to my anxiety. And recently getting some tests back, I found out that it's gone back to normal, so hey! I also had my Down syndrome screening, and that's normal. No risk of Down syndrome there, which is really, really good. And you know, they checked for other things too, like hepatitis and crap like that. But I've been feeling mega tired, and I've been really, really ill, so that's why I've not really been making much video-ness. I've also been trying to sort a lot of the technical crap out, and I seem to be getting there. I will succeed. This is on my HD camera, so that's a start. It's just going to be getting this onto my computer, which I will do. I will do. Blah, 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 blah. So like I said, at the very beginning of week 14 now, which it says in my book is the second trimester. A lot of people say the second trimester starts at this day, and blah, blah, this week, blah. But I'm going to go off what the book is saying and my apps are saying, and they're saying that week 14 is the very beginning of the second trimester, so I'm at the very beginning of the second trimester now. Woohoo! I made it to the second trimester, and that deserves a round of applause. Okay, I'm getting carried away now. But yeah, I kind of ranted on for a little bit. But this is 2 pregnancy vlogs in one. So yeah, I think I touched upon the scan in one of my other videos already, but I'll just touch upon it again in case I didn't touch upon it. But everything was normal, the size of the baby was normal, they couldn't see any abnormalities so far, and I'll be having the anatomically, can't say it, gender scan on the 7th of February. So that's not going to be that long away, is it? I'm really excited. It's really weird actually though, a lot of people were like, I think you're having a girl, and I was like, I think I'm having a girl for like the longest of times. Now I'm just like, I think it's a boy. I really honestly think it's a boy. For so many reasons that I'm showing, like, I'm quite low with my bump and I'm all out front. I've not put any weight on anywhere else, and despite like the spots and things I've been getting on my chin, it's like the rest of my skin seems to be alright. I've been getting a few dry spots here, but that could be the weather, you know, as poopy as it is, because towards this time of year I always end up with like dry bits here, and then the rest of my face is like smooth, but it's always a bit dry here, and that's why I tend to use like a thicker moisturiser around this time of year. So that could be down to that and not the fact that I'm pregnant. But like, I don't know, so many different signs are pointing towards boy now. And like Niall's mum, she also thinks that it's a boy as well. Like she has a really strong feeling, like a very strong feeling it's a boy. And I don't know why, it's so strange. If this isn't a boy, I'll be highly shocked. I'll be so surprised. Either way, I don't mind as long as it's healthy. But I remember when we saw the scan, like Niall was like, whoa, check him out doing somersaults. And I was like, he or she? But like at first the baby was going absolutely mad and doing like somersaults and moving around, and then they wanted to make it still, so they said just give it a jiggle, and then it like just kind of went to sleep, put its hand up like its fist as to say like, please let me sleep. I don't know, something about it kind of just reminded me of Niall in the morning, you know, where he like punches me in the back and tells me to be quiet when I wake up 3 hours earlier than he does. because I've suddenly become a morning person now. Recently, ever since being pregnant, I just seem to wake up a lot earlier, which is good. Which is very good because it means that I get more of the day and I can get more done and everything and go out and do what I need to do, but it's just kinda cray-cray. That should be enough. I'll see you guys at week 14, even though I'm 14 weeks now, but I don't really want to talk about what week 14 entails when I'm at the very beginning of week 14. And yes, I will show you the bump again in that video and update you guys, so bye!